our life has a fatigue threshold, including aircrafts, metals, power plants, airframe, and the fuselage structure. These hardware structures require continuous maintenance to remain in shape, efficient, and functional. The tear and wear phenomena affect human beings as well. Among these are commercial civilian pilots. Stress and fatigue play an essential role in setting up the biological age in our lives. Big airliners should give priority to maintain the pilot's health and shape the way they are maintaining their airplanes. The equation is simply that no pilots, no plane, then no flights. The International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, defines fatigue as a physiological state of reduced mental and physical performance capability resulting from sleep loss or extended wakefulness, circadian phase, or workload. Fatigue can be defined as the likelihood of falling asleep. It can be caused by sleep loss and circadian dyschronosis, but it can also be caused by low motivation and low levels of external stimulations. In aviation, fatigue becomes important when it reduces the efficiency and impairs performance. In commercial aviation, fatigue is controlled by imposition of flight time limitation, the so-called legality time. In the UK, the CAA Cap 371 regulates the legality time of aircrew flying limitation. The European Commission has developed harmonized flying time limitation scheme, which is planned to prevent aircrew fatigue. The FAR 117 is the results of intense sophisticated studies of multidisciplinary, high-caliber international institutes, the Johns Hopkins University, Mayo Clinic, and NASA, which limits the cockpit flying times between 9 to 13 hours. Factors leading to cockpit fatigue include early start night flying, which would cause sleep loss and rhythm dyschronosis, high number of sectors, long duty days of short-haul flight crew, long flight duration and regular crossing time zones for long-haul flight crew. The symptoms of fatigue include tiredness, slow reaction, diminished motor skills, diminished visual acuity, reduced short memory capacity, tunneled concentration. The effects of fatigue in the cockpit: reduced situational awareness, easy distraction, poor instrument flying IFR, increased slips and mistake, abnormal mood swings, omission, lack of cross-checking, anti-authority, ignoring the ATC advice, queuing, lack of sequencing of priorities, filtration, short memory blockage or obstruction, approximation, accept tiny error, cooning of attention, focusing in one minor task, regression, going back to the previous or earlier aircraft or plane version. Increased reaction time, reduced attentiveness, impaired memory, and withdrawn mood. There are 3 types of fatigue: transient, cumulative, and circadian. Transient fatigue is acute fatigue brought on by extreme sleep restriction or extended wakefulness hours within 1 or 2 days. Cumulative fatigue is fatigue brought on by repeated mild sleep restriction or extended hours of wakefulness across a series of days. Circadian fatigue refers to reduced performance during night hours. Research has shown that accumulation of sleep debts, an hour less of sleep for several consecutive days, needs a series of days with more than usual sleep for a person to fully recover from cumulative fatigue. There are many examples of air incidents and accidents related to fatigue. We cannot list them all, but for example, the Airbus 319 vicinity of Glasgow, UK, September 30, 2018, the DH-8D Kathmandu, Nepal, March 12, 2018, Bombardier DHC-8-400. The worst aviation incidents happened in July 7, 2017. An Airbus 320 flying AC-759 being operated by Air Canada on a scheduled international passenger flight from Toronto to San Francisco, as the AC-759 was cleared to make an approach and land on runway 28R at destination in a night VMC visual meteorological condition, but instead of lining up with runway 28 right, it lined up with its parallel taxiway on which 4 huge aircrafts were waiting to depart. The AC-759 descended about 60 feet above ground level and overflew 2 of those aircraft before climbing away.